Hey everybody, welcome back to Wiseman Company. I'm Ben.
And I'm Noah.
Today we're going to be talking about Noah's 308 build, DMR, AR10, whatever you'd like to call it. This has been a long time coming for Noah. It's a very cool project in my opinion. And today we just wanted to walk you through the build.
Absolutely. So the basis of this build, it started with a contest. I actually won like one of those crazy things where I entered something on a whim where they were giving a bunch of stuff away, and it actually won the Aero Precision lower, upper, and rail. So this is the Aero Precision M5E AR10 DPMS pattern lower, their upper, and rail. So that was the start of this whole process.
And how long ago was that?
Oh, probably 2 years ago I actually won that, and so over that time I've been buying pieces here and there, and then we finally were able to finalize everything and get it all put together. So it was pretty exciting to finally see it. Ben has been on me for a while. But we took quite a bit of time to source the parts that we wanted and put it together the way that we wanted.
Yep. I'm going to hold the rifle and Noah's going to walk us from the stock all the way to the muzzle brake on what went into this build. So go ahead, Noah.
Sure. So I went with an A2 style stock on this. Again, the purpose of this rifle was to be sort of a DMR or the backup rifle, if you will, or cover rifle for moving. Ben built the long-range rifle for a bolt gun for us. So this was the buddy gun, and so I had an A2 stock. So one of the things with the build we recommend that you think about if you're doing a build is look at the things that you have already. It can help save you some money in the long run. I did change out the buffer tube, the buffer spring and buffer to the heavy AR10 style. But the A2 stock actually came off of an old DPMS rifle that I changed out.
Yep.
For my charging handle, I went with an Aries charging handle. They've changed the company name. It is an extended handle. If I did it again, I'd probably go with a little bit more of an extended handle because the bolt is so much heavier in a 308 than it is in an AR15. That extra leverage would be kind of handy, but it works great. I've had no issues with it. For the grip on this, both of my AR-15s have Troy CQB battle axe grips, and a lot of people don't like those. They're small, but again, with my hand size, it's a little bit smaller. So I actually was able to source one of those and put that on there as well. That way, all three of my rifles in that AR style all have the same feel. I grip them the same. It's very nice to have that. For my bolt carrier group, I actually went ahead and went with an Aero Precision, and my loader parts kit is actually an Aero Precision as well. The bolt carrier group was I went with them just because I was buying other parts from them, so it made sense to go ahead and do it. And again, buying all of that same components is really important. It does make the fit and finish of it all really nice. The reason that I went with the Aero lower parts kit is because their pins are just slightly longer. The way that their lower is made, you really need to use their takedown pins. You can use their pins in other DPMS rifles, but they protrude just slightly. But if you use just a regular AR parts kit, AR10 parts kit, it doesn't grab in as well. Again, the rail is Aero Precision. The one thing, I really sourced things and was looking for the best deals on things. The biggest thing in here that I didn't skimp on at all was my trigger. After talking with Lewis down at the NRA show, he is one of the sponsored shooters. He owns Dragonfire Armory, but he was at the CMC booth. He shoots for CMC. And all of his rifles get the CMC builds. I always pretty much sat on the CMC trigger to begin with.
They're so good for the money.
And after talking with him, there was no doubt in my mind. I actually bought the trigger while I was at the NRA show, and that was one of the areas where I I didn't want to skimp at all.
What was the weight on it?
3.5 pound flat trigger. It's so nice. One thing I can say is that this is actually the first build where I've done the whole build completely on my own. Typically, for my other builds, I've had Ben assist me on a lot of that. He's a certified AR armorer, those kinds of things. Not that you have to be that, but it's just nice to have him. Like, he can throw stuff together a lot faster. And the trigger group is one of the most difficult parts of putting together a lower build. And the CMC just alone is worth the money just for that drop-in capability.
Yep.
It's so nice.
Let's talk about glass and mount a little bit.
Absolutely. Now, my mount is also Aero Precision. It's their 1-inch lightweight mount. Fantastic mount. Very similar to what Vortex actually makes. And then my glass was the Vortex Strike Eagle. I've wanted a Strike Eagle for a long time, ever since I found out they were actually releasing it. That was on my list of what was going on this 2 years ago when I first started thinking about this, and I was able to source one at a really great deal. Love Vortex glass. I run Vortex on pretty much all of my rifles, mostly the dots. This is my first magnified optic. Love it. Love the option of having it magnified with illuminated reticle if I want it. Being able to use it without illuminated reticle. Highly recommend it. And you can't beat the price on Vortex.
The warranty is phenomenal for those.
And the customer service. I've dealt with their customer service.
They do a great job over at Vortex.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay, moving on. You already said we have a Aero rail.
Yep. It is the key mod rail. Works great. Lightweight. I love it. The barrel in here is an Anderson, 16-inch Anderson barrel. The barrel is one place where I shopped around to try and find the best price. I looked at doing the Aero Precision barrel. They're really amazing barrels. They do a great job. But for the purpose of this rifle, I wasn't looking for a tack driver. I wasn't looking for a competition rifle. I wanted really sort of a battle rifle concept. And so Anderson, because they produce parts for so many companies and their own rifles, they're just able to make things at a amazingly good price. So I'd highly recommend, if you're looking for that kind of a barrel or the build of that kind of rifle, take a look at Anderson for those kinds of things. For the comp, I went with an Elite Iron op comp for the 308. That's made by Dale at Elite Iron. That guy is amazing, the stuff that he builds. They have a full line of suppressors. They make, honestly, they make a bipod that is out of this world. So if you've never heard of Elite Iron, go check them out. They are amazing. Dale was, I believe, a sniper. He makes a lot of stuff for our military, and they just make amazing stuff. Love the comp, helps recoil on this, keeps it shooting flat, and keeps that muzzle flash down. So highly recommend that.
Bipod?
The bipod is a Harris bipod. A 6-9 is just a small one. Again, I wanted to keep it lightweight. I wasn't planning on setting this up as a dedicated long-range
bench rifle, so to speak.
Right, like this was down and dirty in the field, throw it down and throw down cover if I needed. And then for the adapter, I got a PWS Key Mod Harris adapter. Went on great, and it works perfect for what I'm doing. So that's pretty much the rifle in general. The paint job is just a round can job. I just wanted to sort of break up that black a little bit. It's my first round can job, so if you don't like it, sorry, but it's all right with me. So yeah, it's awesome. Been out, zeroed it, and really looking forward to getting some more time behind this. It's a big change for me shooting this.
Sure.
Big change going to the magnified optic and those kinds of things. It's a lot different than shooting any of my bolt guns. So it's kind of fun, and I had a great time building it. I highly recommend, if you're thinking about doing something like this, to go ahead and jump in. And don't worry if it takes you a little while. It's absolutely worth the time.
If you build it right, it's worth the time.
Absolutely. One other thing I did want to just mention is IC13. They have now the DPMS pattern AR10 locks, and it is amazing. Again, we use these in our AR-15s. As you can see, I painted mine here a little bit, which was great when I was doing my paint job. I didn't have to worry about my getting stuff in there, but I did want to just give a shout out to them. That's one of their originals, and they let me have that for testing for this rifle. So appreciate that from IC13 Arms. And if you have an AR10 and you want to be able to have access to it but want to have it secured as well, highly recommend checking them out, ic13arms.com.
Yeah, we'll put the link below. Guys, if you have also any questions for Noah or myself about this build, a lot of dudes are getting into 308 builds now because everyone else has an AR-15. They've spent that money. They want something different. By all means, leave questions in the comments below. We'd be happy to answer them and get to them as quickly as we can.
Absolutely, we love to hear from you guys. So thanks for watching. If you made it this far through and this is your first time with us, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate you guys subscribing to us. It helps us continue, be able to continue to do things like this project.
Yep, and if you get a chance, go check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll see you on the next video.
See ya.